And we'll say live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody out there in the listening audience. This is Simple Dimple John and Dom Promo. We're here for
Yes.
the.
What's up, John?
What's up? What's up? We got
Yep.
the Art
This
Against
is
the World,
Art Against the World
Pod Against the
present
World.
Art Against the World podcast, episode 1. Welcome everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
So what do we got? What do we got on this episode?
Well, this week I thought everybody could join Dom and I for our discussions that we have about the collective and art in the new post-COVID world, what kind of creators are out there, what people are doing, how we can get together as a community and find ways to connect with each other, support each other as we're doing as we're all doing our artwork.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It's all about connectivity. So we wanted to just take you through the history of Art Against the World and let you know how this thing started and let you know where it's headed. So John, I think you know a little bit more about the beginning stages, like when we're talking about dates and stuff like that.
Yeah,
When Art Against the World.
we started right about the year before COVID. So that would have been somewhere
Yeah.
2017, 2018, sometime in then. And we
Right.
all connected in downtown Seattle because that's really where the vibe was.
Yep. That's where we met. Yep, we met in 2017, 2018 era, and we were doing like some shows in Chinatown, in the downtown Seattle area. What were those events called? That was before COVID.
Look at
Those
this.
events called that we were doing with schools.
Prime
Oh, the Prime
Slime.
Slime. There we go. Yeah, yeah. We were doing the Prime Slimes over there. What was the venue? Eastern Cafe.
Eastern Cafe. Yeah.
Yep.
And I really connected with
And
that.
yeah, yeah. Those were the good old days. You know, we would would come out and film a lot of the performances and you know what I'm saying, get that live venue experience. And you know, we would polish up our skills and do some songs, do some old songs, some new songs. It was a place where we can all connect as artists and link up with the artists on the Seattle scene, and that was pretty good. And then what happened after that? COVID.
COVID. Well,
COVID
and
shook up everyone, and
really shook things up, you know.
you know, I remember. Yeah, I remember popping over at John's spot at you know, Simple Dimple spot, and you and Jules were already talking about some ideas on putting together some green screen stuff because we couldn't really all link up outside like that. So that's when we started. You know, we took it inside.
Took it inside. And Prime Slime was real special, you know. I had been in grad school doing a lot of artwork there, and I'd been doing community arts projects. And the thing that I noticed about Prime Slime that was so different than the stuff that I'd seen was it was real grassroots content. It was, you know, non-professionals that were considering themselves artists and finding each other out and connecting with an organic community that really had just an incredible amount of vibrancy. The amount of people that would come out for the shows, the different types of artists that we had freestyle, we had hip hop, we had music, we had painting, we had dance. Nobody felt excluded. Everybody really felt like they could come and bring their work and show, and that's something I hadn't really seen, because I'd seen a lot of stuff in the like academic setting in a university, or in like in a gallery, professional gallery, that really excluded a lot of people,
Right.
you know. And I liked Prime Slime was very inclusive and very community. I think that was a big deal. COVID really took a hit on that, because we lost so much of that. We lost that organic
Yeah.
group of people down in the Chinatown, Pioneer Square area that just, would show up, and kind of the natural.
We didn't let it stop us, We definitely didn't let it stop us. That was when we started really utilizing the skills and expertise that John and all of us we started utilizing the skills and that we all had, and started noticing like, hey, we can't easily like link up at venues anymore, but we can create our own venue, virtually,
Virtual venue.
and that's when that's when I popped up at John's, and him and FK and Mystery Frost were going over just some ideas on some things on the green screen and putting some ideas together, and you guys came up with Galaxy Vibes.
Yeah.
And then out of Galaxy Vibes, we came up with Art Against the World, because you guys were already talking about a project. And then I said, hey, why don't we turn this into a collective, and actually do it the right way, and that was the birth of Art Against the World. It was what we all needed to kind of like get our juices flowing again, and get that motivation back up and out there, for not only for ourselves, but for the people that knew what we were capable of.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a real motivation for us, was that people were really stressed out during COVID, and there was so much fear going around, and the motivation was to make art to counter that, and that's I feel like where
That was what was that, like October, November 2020 when we started Art Against the World?
I was looking at the timeline. I think it was even
Do you have the business license?
Can't find the business license, but yeah, it would have been early 2020 when we really started looking at.
Actually, I think it was like November. It was November, because
It's
remember
November.
March or something.
Because the first show would have been the birthday show.
Yeah, remember COVID started in March, and then we came up with Art Against the World a couple months after that.
Yeah.
So like 6 months after that. That's COVID, and it was birthed out of COVID, because that's how I remember it when it started, and it's still going present. We're kind of revamping some things now. Just the history of Art Against the World, we remember we all did our testimonial of what Art Against the World meant to us.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? We had an idea to create a commercial for that. Yeah, me just speaking to you guys on the podcast, Art Against the World to me, it meant that, we weren't being judged, and it was like we were able to make, like, it didn't have to be like star-studded or anything, you know what I mean? We could just be ourselves, create ideas on the fly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
And
that
it's
was a
like, it
big
was
thing.
like B-rated,
Yeah.
B-rated stuff,
Yeah, lo-fi, B-rated, underground.
Yeah.
I'd been, for me, Art Against the World really reminded me of, growing up in the 90s, and how we always had underground art.
Yeah.
And it was something that,
Yeah.
you maybe would have seen a flyer somewhere, but that's it. You know, it wasn't professional. You know, it didn't have a board of directors. You know, it was just a bunch of people put something together that felt very lo-fi, very B-rated, you know, and but very raw and real, and had that inspiration. Yeah, and you know, I feel like we really made the connection to Prime Slime with Galaxy Vibes. You know, like we found a way to create that same kind of energy using green screen, and then getting everybody together for a performance, because it was COVID, so we couldn't even meet as a group, you know. So that's when we started talking about, okay, well, let's get everybody in for individual green screen performances, right? Because we're not meeting as a group, so it's one-on-one. But then everybody was making work, and they wanted to produce work. And so, you know, we used MySpace as a green screen and just started bringing people in. And the performances were just phenomenal. You know, that was...
Yeah, they were. They were great. It was... I was really proud and happy to be a part of it. And thank you guys for, you know, just, you know, keeping it going, you know, just like, you know, and inviting us all in to be a part of that, you know. I remember at one point we shared it with Shayna Shepherd, someone who's, you know, a trailblazer in the Seattle music scene and art scene. And she liked it, you know what I'm saying? She said, you know what, you know, a couple tweaks on production and getting the audio cleaned up. She's like, yeah, I liked it. I like the idea, you know. And she, you know, she was all about the fact that it was B-rated, you know, and that kind of like, and she was even willing to like give us some equipment. Remember at the time, at one point in time.
Mm-hmm. And then we
remember that, John?
Yeah. And really being able to bring it together with a digital green screen performance, and then we did a live show, you know, and I think that was like the real great combination, was doing a live stream of the event, and then doing you know, doing the Urban Lux cafe events. I think that was really like just a great solution.
Yeah, the Urban Lux, we did some live events there. We premiered the video, you know, and it was just, people liked it, you know. People came out, they supported it. We started making merch, you know, we made some sweaters, some t-shirts. Show them the logo. Do we have the logo present?
Yeah, I popped that up for a second. Let me pop back up a few more of our different things. We're going to take a break in about 2 minutes now, and I'll show one of the performances. I was going to play UV's performance.
Okay.
Should we go ahead and put that on?
You want to put that on? Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay, everybody, we're going to show you one of the performances from the event, the amazing UV.
Ola. Pull like Olaf. Let's get frosty. Coming in from a planet near you. If you stop, please press continue. What's on the menu? Eating tonight. The dinner, steaks, and feeling alright. Got a cut on the plate and something to face. Alright, now get the interfaces, I get my interscope of a record. Have everything's I'm dissecting. For every section I'd ever been pieced in, I gotta find my own piece in. I get pieces of little bits and crumbs and make it Every time I cook up the bacon, if it's through all the piggy squealing, promise you I keep the damn thing wheeling. I've seen this shit stealing from everything that you find peeling. The whole bananas is so ape out here. I'm just hard in the jungle, concrete as you get. Hard as it rumbles, the things I cannot forget to ever set trip. Boy, I'm on a set trip. Don't you want my exit? I give you my Lexus. Take no L's and give you my best and drive the best. Might be foreign to all, maybe a little, but not too small. Got to stand up a little more tall. Of course I got a ball. The length and the height was the diameter. If you want shit, get out of your parameters. I need more to run around, get that stretch out. Diameter, I got the metrics, I come through to dissect it. So I might get hectic, gets heavy, come a little light. Promise you, there's no dark without the spite. I see a flash and move faster. I gotta make sure I be my own pastor. Master the master craft and get past it. If I'm on it, then it's my present. I am a future tense of the things I find when I find them tense and tap my mind. If I find the other half, I'm double the grind. Let me get not so acidine on my acid mind. It might drip a bit. Told you I was on a set trip, but the set don't set. I don't really set it up. I'm all about letting it go. Flows gotta know how you go. Cool with homies with elbows. Every angle and corner is dissected. Come on the spot if you respect it. It's all good. I ain't really teaching lessons. Just giving them the verbal mental blessings. And I ain't here to keep you fucking questioning. Just quit your fucking guessing. Yes, man. Never. Way too damn clever. Let's do better. Let's do better. And I need to do better. So cold. I need a new sweater.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Nice.
And then we did the
Nice. Yeah, that was UV.
we did the releases.
Yeah.
These are available on our store. DVD. We've got DVDs. We sold quite a few DVDs. We got a few VHSs. Get your special edition VHS tape and CD of the show. So everybody go pick that up. Support the collective. We're working on episode 2 as well. I'm sure.
So yeah, welcome back to segment 2 of Against the World Presents Pod Against the World podcast. That was a clip from Galaxy Vibes Volume 1. That was our guy UV putting down some hip hop. We gave you the raw version without the music. We don't get flagged or anything, but what John showed you is that Galaxy Vibes. So we had another cover initially, but this is the renovated.
Yeah, the re-release.
Galaxy Vibes. It's a musical. It's awesome. You guys are gonna wanna get on Art Against the World Square site and order this piece. John, did we lose you?
No, I'm here. Dom, I was going to ask you a few questions about yourself too and the work that you've been doing. Gonna just see.
What was that?
I was gonna just ask you to talk a little bit about kind of your history and the work that you've done. I think you got such an interesting story. You know, being in lots of different parts of the country. You know, you've produced a lot of albums yourself. You've done a lot of different art.
Okay.
Where did you? Where are you from originally? You're not from? Are you from LA? Is that right? Oh, I think we're freezing. Can you hear me? Your audio's not coming in, Dom. Can you check your audio? Yeah, I can't hear you. Hey, how's it going? You able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I got you back.
We having some connection. We having connectivity problems.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
And that's how you guys know this is, you got that fixed. That's how you guys know this is raw and uncut, and this is how we want to keep it. You know, we want to filter through this podcast and correct everything, and let you guys see that this is from the heart. We're just some artists making art and doing things, natural. And just to elaborate, because we're going to elaborate a little bit more on how Art Against the World got started. Started in 2020, November, we did, let's talk about the events, John.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the events, yeah.
Yeah, we started off at the Urban Lux Cafe,
First event was,
and that was the birthday show. Did a live stream, live performance, and showed the footage. Brought people out. Folks had drinks. We had, party favors. It was a real fun event. Had a lot of folks out for that, and both there in person and virtual. Streaming the event and getting people together.
right.
Yeah.
We had quite a few events. We had Simple Dimple's birthday. Then we had another event doing the relaunch where everyone got a bottle of champagne. Everyone that came got a bottle of champagne. We had tier on the tickets. I think that the cheapest one was about.
I think you cut out again. All right, you're back. What was that you said about the tier of the tickets? We had a bunch of different tiers.
Yeah, we had I think the cheapest ticket was $40, and then it went up to about 75, and everyone who got a ticket got a bottle of champagne, and I think the highest ticket had all the merch. You know what I'm saying? You get all the merch with the package, and it was about $150, and we sold one of those. My girl actually bought one of those tickets. Yeah.
Yep. And we had the you remember the April Fool's show we had?
Yeah, the April Fool's show. Yep. Yeah, that one was cool. Yeah, that was a good show. So we've done about 4 or 5 shows, huh?
Yep. And then
just about.
Then we started moving to virtual shows. Yep.
Did that virtual show for what was it, like the full moon show that we did?
Mm-hmm.
Showing some of the snippets of the complete work. We did one of those. We had them all on our website that we're currently in reconstruction, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, you had all the events on that site, remember?
Yeah, we'll get those back up so everybody can see those. Yeah. Then we had the Haunt show.
Yeah. A Haunt show, that was an Art Against the World collaboration with Ghost, the Soul Calibers. Yeah, that was a great show. And we also did,
The Haunt show was definitely the
did
craziest show. That was the wildest that we got.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one was a little wild.
The energy was really good. As a lot of people, because we were filming a video, so we had people for the video. So we had the place just
Right.
packed. Everybody was in
Yeah.
costumes.
Right.
Had a really good turnout for
That
that.
was amazing. You know. It was good. Yeah, it was good times, good energy. Yeah, we did about 4 or 5 shows. Couple virtual shows. Okay, so product. What did the product line? It started with the DVD, right? Yeah, Galaxy Vibes DVD. We did a couple sweaters, a couple T-shirts,
Yep.
some key rings,
Mm-hmm.
pins, stickers, and we're just looking like, you know, the next, you know, merch line that we're putting out. I think we're on like merch line 3 or 4, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're also doing other people's material too, you know, so we'll do our own merch, and then if people have other things they want to sell at the store, you know, is a place for the other artists in the collective to sell their work. You've got your magazine that you've got.
Yeah, I'll show you guys that. Socialite District Magazine is up there on the Art Against the World Square site store. I'm saying this thing has about 600 pages. No, actually about 700. The total pages is like, it's like, no, actually, this is close to 600 pages. It's like 775 pages. I mean, 575 pages in there.
And you put that together when? That was in like 2016 you started working on that, right?
Yeah. It finally got fun. I started in like 2000. I was working on it for 5 years. So like 2011 is when I started shooting. This is when she got her cover shoot shot, and then from there I was like, hey, I gotta start making the pages. And then finally in 2016 it was complete, and then 2021 is when I finally got it in a hard copy format where you could check it out, skim some of the pages, and check it out. It's a work of art, you know. There's some articles in here, and it's definitely something, you know, we just did on the strength. We'll go out and do photo shoots and just put together, you know, natural stuff, natural vibes.
Natural stuff, yeah.
It's up on Amazon.com right now for about $70, $75. And it's on our site, you know, we got it up there. And yeah, we got discounts on it. So if you guys want to support some of the product, you know, definitely get at us on Instagram, get in our inbox, email us, you know. And what's the Instagram again? It's art_.
Yeah, what is our Instagram? I think it's Art Against the World. Yeah, it's the great thing about Art Against the World is it's an easy name for us to get. You know, we got the website, address, the Instagram, because nobody else had that, you know. Yeah. Let me look
And
it up.
early in the early stages, we Ink Free Art Collective was a collective that me, homegirl Damiano, and the homie FK Mystery Frost came up with. And we were Art Against the World actually helped us, it kind of helped us have a platform to help manage, through that Free Art Collective brand. We're able to host meetings and stuff again, and that was good to have that energy back and to see people like Damiano and stuff pop back up on the scene. And all Think Free Art Collective is we're just kind of consulting with each other as artists, and kind of trying to staff each other's projects and do a little bit of management and stuff for one another. That's all it was. It was just kind of like a consulting agency that will place you with people that can help you finish your projects. If you're missing a cameraman, or if you're missing a web designer or something like that, or a graphic designer, you can find those people at the meeting, or someone at the meeting can link you up with a connection so you can finish your staffing your project.
Well, yeah, which was such a good thing to have because, we got all these people with different skill sets and everybody wants to get something done. And, I think I learned a lot from the Think Free Art Collective meetings. It's a great place to connect and meet people. We saw different folks with video background, with music production background, graphic design background.
Yeah.
It was a really good place to get people together.
World helped us, find a need for those meetings again, because we wanted Art Against the World to actually be something that was thought out and something that was kind of structured with a little bit of organization, and foundation to it. So we went right back in the old format of taking minutes at all the meetings, taking notes, sharing information. Yeah, that was one beautiful thing about Art Against the World. Again, it got us back to caring about the business side of the art as well, and kind of teaching each other those tips and things like that too. So, yeah.
Well, I feel like I learned a lot about, business and art from you guys with, kind of working together to get the business license, get the online store set up, get the drop ship together, do, promotional material. It's a lot of stuff to do. It's a lot of pieces, and you have to do it all. Get the bank account, business bank account, taxes, doing taxes, all these different parts, Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing it we were doing it independently. And now the next phase is getting out here and getting up. Are we ready to get on the next topic? Are we taking another break or?
Yeah, well, I thought we could do a little break, and that's a good transition because we're kind of getting into business and the business side.
Are you the last one that we played from UV? It didn't play on the screen. Are you gonna do that in post?
It plays on the feed. It won't play it. It won't play on your screen, yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
It'll play on the
the
main feed. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put Ghost and Hala and I have been working on some art too. So we've been making this jade lantern that's right here. So we're promoting this piece. We got the Kickstarter up, so I was gonna post that Kickstarter video. We can watch that for a little break and then go into next topic. Let me post this up. All right.
Introducing the Jade Lux Philosopher's Lantern. A nephrite jade table lamp inspired by the Pacific Northwest and natural philosophy. Philosophy is the love of wisdom, and Mother Nature's the wisest of them all. She made the jade, we brought it to light, and designed something that we could appreciate. Because for us, philosophy is appreciation. And we made this lamp in appreciation of natural beauty, as a shrine to Earth's splendor. We're offering 4 limited release models to light the path for a more beautiful philosophy. Just like people, no 2 lanterns are the same, each tile a snapshot of the rock it came from. The wooden top and base are precision machined so that your lantern, like jade, stands the test of time. Light up your most serene space and pre-purchase a Philosopher's Lantern today. Available only through Kickstarter.
John, you want to throw another video on? Or you have another one?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, do we have any event? Do we have any event footage or hunt footage? Or
You want to throw on the haunt video? I've got the haunt video. I think I've got it.
you can throw on a snippet of that, yeah.
Let me see where it is.
Sure, you guys go snippet of the hunt video real quick.
If I can find it.
Or we showed you guys a little bit of Galaxy vibes, the raw, the behind the scenes. That video's out, you know. You guys can purchase that. Just hit us up in our inbox, in our email. You know, DM us on Instagram. We were doing the art. Do you have any footage of the street shows?
Oh yeah, the events that we were doing, the street shows. Let me see what we got for that.
Pioneer Square.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did quite a few, yeah. We did.
Because that was really our next thing was, doing pop-up events. And then, once we had merch, then we found that there were a lot of, Dom, you were really good at finding all kinds of stuff, farmers markets, different social events. And then, so we got portable tables,
Yeah.
banners.
A banner. Do you have the banner? I haven't seen the banner anywhere.
Oh, it's at the studio. Ghost has got it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's there. All that stuff is there anytime you need it. Yeah.
And then, we were doing the Urban Arts Market. We'll get into that in the next segment because that's where Art Against the World just started transitioning into other business opportunities and things like that. And all of it was from Art Against the World, but it kind of like, you guys get back together with Think Free Art Collective, and then it birthed the Urban Arts Market, and then just started. It gave us those ideas that we can be independent and we can create platforms, and we can create product and service based businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess let's just jump into the last section. We'll talk a little bit about business. This is the Art Against the World presents Pod Against the World podcast with Dipper Dimple John, Pi Studios, Don Promo with Don Promo Visions. And let's talk about the business side of everything and how it sprung us into like creating Urban Arts Market, which is the brand in its own,
Mm-hmm.
A venue brand, venue and vendor friendly, like kind of like a market, like an arts market, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really good place for, because everybody's kind of independent businesses. Artists now are really considered businesses. In a way that they never really were before, and coming together collectively to help each other out so that it's a venue where people go to and I'll post up some pictures from the venue. You won't be able to see them, Don, but I'll have them visible here.
Yeah. Cool.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, what it does is if it's a market, everybody wants to come. So now all of a sudden you need more artists, and you need people with food and people with music and people with different types of stuff to sell, because you want to have a lot of people, because that attracts people to come, and that's a real win-win, I think, model that,
Yeah, we showed that it wasn't just graphic arts or anything, or visual arts. We showed that it was culinary arts as well. Like food was involved, and everything else in between. So that was good to just get show people that art is not just one thing. It's like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of, it's been such a learning process as the collective has kind of grown and moved over time, but I feel like it's been very beneficial, for me to be a part of this. And now I can think about my work more in discrete kind of ways. What are ways that I can make stuff that not that it's all about the money, but when you're really down there working with people directly, you can see, when I put this out on the table, people come by and buy it. That's a really good thing. They get my art, I get my money. Their presence there brings more people, which means my other collective members are going to sell more of their work as well. So it was really it just became this thing that fed on itself and really grew. I think it was a really sound, approach.
Right. Yeah, we can talk about business. Like the Art Against the World business aspect kind of catapulted us into. We registered the business, got the business license. Let's take them step by step so they can get a couple tips from us as we did it ourselves.
Yeah.
If you remember some of the early steps, and then I can throw in some stuff too.
Yeah, I think, it was really initially coming up with a business plan and then figuring out which business structure we were going to use, having kind of a central sole proprietorship, and then everybody else could have their own sole proprietors, and then linking that into the setup where we had different vendors, so the artists could be vendors, and that way the merch that we produced collectively, everybody could then go out and sell, right? So maybe you've got some artwork you want to sell, but you can also sell the merch, which is collectively produced. Because it's expensive to make DVDs, it's expensive to make t-shirts, so we can pool our money, do that collectively, and then then the artists then became vendors, so they could sell and make their profit off of that, which I think is a good model for being able to get things sold in a way, finding things that people want.
And we don't exclude other artists. because we had a section on the online store where it was specialized for sponsored art. It didn't necessarily have to be stuff that we made in our collective and our brand. It was sponsored art just to show that dynamic that like Social Light District is a sponsored product. Jules' art doodling was a sponsored product. A homegirl from New York was gonna put some stuff that she was putting together on the site as a sponsored product. She was making natural healing, like juice and stuff like that.
Yep.
So we were, and then even like those lanterns that Ghost and Holler are making, those can go on there as a sponsored product, because that's a whole different thing, So it's all about just, people. We still wanted to pull our network in what we were doing, and still give them space to work off of the POS along with us and learn that side of business with us.
Yeah, and then everybody gets to learn business along with it, because that was the other thing is education. In the collective, we would have meetings where people would bring up a topic that we would all show up and learn. Somebody would come in and be like, okay, this is how you do social media promotion. All right, we'd all sit in and learn, different techniques, Oh, okay, this is how you set up the business. All right, we'd all collectively, help out and learn on that. This is something for graphic design, So it's a good thing for education.
Yeah, definitely. What were some of our challenges? We wound up getting the bank account. That wasn't too much of a challenge. Did we have any challenges on the business side? Taxes were a little challenge.
Taxes are a challenge, That one's tough. Keeping track of everything, that was definitely tough. Figuring out how to.
But that's the tip. Keep all your receipts. That's the tip we can give you guys. Keep your receipts.
Yeah.
And another tip that a young lady gave me, she said, do your taxes like every like couple months, like 2-3 months. That way, at the end of the year, you're kind of like not overwhelmed with having to look at receipts from the beginning of the year, because if you kind of like update your tab, you can send stuff into the IRS like every 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to wait till the end of the year. Like, that's a tip she gave me. She said, like, you can is it TurboTax?
Yeah, that's what we used. We
Yeah.
used TurboTax, yeah. And they set it all up for us.
You can update your TurboTax. Yeah, you can update your TurboTax stuff. Just save it as a draft, while you're updating it,
Mm-hmm.
That way, at the end of the year, it's like, it's not overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we're briefly going to talk about how, how COVID kind of like shifted art for a whole bunch of people and shifted business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Art and business for a whole bunch of people. Like, if you want to elaborate on that.
Well, before COVID, and a lot of my friends, in New York and stuff who do performance stuff, I mean, it used to be that you could just turn out a whole bunch of people for an event and, do these, shows where you get 100, 200 people, you could bring in a lot of money, and that hasn't really returned for anybody. I mean, you talk to the folks in New York and they're not filling, theaters aren't filling shows, dance troupes aren't filling shows, music is starting to come back, but that's been a real struggle, And I think that's a lot of what we learned is shifting to an online model, being able to have a real strong social media presence, making sure that you're doing things like live streams. And then I think the real, I think the probably the best, most successful thing was, a lot of the work that you did with doing these markets, and really just being like, okay, we got to really team up, and now, there's a group that if anybody's got a market, they post to the group, and then anybody who's vending can go show up to that, so we really collaborating to help each other find those connections. I think was
this is the
a
Urban
big
Arts
deal.
Market. It's on my laptop. Here's a couple of the logos: Art Against the World and the Urban Arts Market. Yeah, definitely. If the promotion post-COVID was a little different too, because we started noticing there was contactless stuff going on. So we had to make like QR codes and stuff like that, where people were just scanning your information opposed to like you handing them a flyer, and the QR codes like blew up during COVID. You know,
That made a big difference, having a sheet full of codes, and then people could just be like, oh, what do I want? Okay, I want that, click. And then they could click and order it, and that was a lot of setup on our end to get all those pieces working, but until you set that up, people didn't want to buy, they really didn't. They expected you to have that all set up. Yeah.
Yep, it was, COVID is like people didn't want to be too close to each other. They didn't want you walking up to them on the street. So like just getting the word out on the events and things like that. It was just a lot of like little intimate networking going on, if there were people hanging out at the bar, hand them a flyer,
Yeah.
But it wasn't like old days where you get to just walk downtown Seattle and you pass a bunch of people and then talk to a bunch of people. That wasn't really going on anymore. So we had to like really find our little spots and niches and kind of just promote there, like at Urban Lux, at Urban Lux Cafe. Like we would get a lot of promotion done there, then at the bars surrounding areas around that, we would have to just be there, for a couple hours, and and those people wanted to go out and do something, and they were happy that we were there with, still, putting on events and stuff. So the few people we talked to, it wasn't like we had to talk to 100 people and only 10 people showed up. The 10, 20 people we talked to were there because there was nothing else going on.
There's nothing else going on, yeah.
You see what I mean? So it wasn't even like we had to talk to a whole bunch of people. The maybe few people we talked to were all like buying tickets. Like, oh, there's something happening? Oh, definitely, So COVID was really strange like that, but it showed us that hey, when there's nothing else going on, hey, take advantage of that too,
Yeah.
So the competition factor wasn't like how it is like when before COVID, because remember, competition made it hard for you to get people into your venue because they were going to all these other venues around the city.
Yeah, and after COVID, boy, all the artists had left. At least Seattle, they just all left. It was pretty amazing. Yeah. Well, it's about time we take another little break, and then I'll play a little bit of The Hunt. I think I got a cut of it here. And
okay, cool, yeah. Give them that Instagram tag too. I'll look it up and throw it out on the screen.
Yeah, I think this is it. I don't know if this is the right cut. We'll see. I don't know if this one even has audio, does it?
Sounds something funny,
Okay, here we go.
just
Hold on.
because.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's frightening. Wait, you feel that? Feels like something's haunting the vibe. Alright. Ghosts be having the vibe, that be having the sound, feeling like it's coming through your walls. Sounds something frightening, got your speakers booming like lights, striking through a wall. Ghosts got the body pumping like things that y'all.
Hunting on the beat, man, I fish it that I lead. Staying grounded on the sheet, hunt this track up when I sleep. Man, they know what I compete with, games indeed. Shit, swimming through it, I'ma need fish, cause they need this. And I got it how I get it, I just go and live my life. Give no fucks like an aesthetic, if I said it, then I meant it. Wrote these verses, barely edit. Got my fire getting big, cause you know I went and fed it. Ooh, ooh, with my crew, and we making hella moves. Got new plays like every day, shit, they nothing else to do. Ooh, ooh, get that loot, might go buy a fucking shoe. When I'm really getting paid, I might make the fucking news. Go.
Be having the vibe, baby, having the sound, feeling like it's coming through your walls. Sounds something frightening, got your speakers booming like lights, man. Striking through a wall. Ghost got the body pumping like things that go bump in the night. This sounds vibing so good. This sound vibing so good, it's feeling like we ain't got it. It's feeling alright. Body at all. The beat banging so good, it's feeling like the sound's going. It's feeling okay. Right through your walls. The track thumping so good that the sound is definitely gonna. Okay. Hunt all of y'all.
This beat is haunted. They afraid of your boy. I'm just chillin', playing Thrasher, skating, destroy, contemplating on the dough. The babes and the toys that I'm bringing out tonight, just to play with you boys. That was my past life. My future self hit the gas like ain't no looking back. Make a stack, get the fam right. Hollow static call. It's Ghost and Brad like Frosty got the hook, you got a verse, let's get this cash right. I'm like, I'm with it, I'm all in. Astral project to the club and now it's bumping. We got it locked. From Cali to the sea, Seattle keep it hunted. Now come and smoke with me, we got it locked. From the west to the east, worldwide, keep it jumping, come and roll with me.
Ghost be having the vibe, baby, having the sound, feeling like it's coming through your walls. Sounds something frightening, got your speakers booming like lights, man. Striking through a wall. Ghost got the body pumping like things that go bump in the night. This sounds vibing so good. This sound vibing so good, it's feeling like we ain't got it. It's feeling alright. Body at all. The beat banging so good, it's feeling like the sound's going. It's feeling okay. Right through your walls. The track thumping so good that the sound is definitely gonna. Okay. Hunt all of y'all.
Nice, nice. You got some of your art to put up there?
Yeah, I can show some things I'm working on now. Should we do that? Cover some of the stuff that we're doing right now?
Put on for all the artists.
Yeah. Let me see if I
What we
can.
do at the end of each show, this is the Art Against the World presents Art Against the World podcast, episode 1. Boy, Simple Dimple John, Don Promo here. Yeah, last segment, man, we just want to take it away from us a little bit and shout out some of these other artists that inspire us and work with us, and let them know that they're welcome to come on the show anytime. And you said next week we got some our special guests, right?
Yeah. So we got a bunch of artists in this group here. So, I thought it'd be good to just make our list and start bringing folks on. Out here in DC now that I'm out here, I got some great artists that I want to bring on. My roommates are artists, so I want to show you guys some of the work that they're doing. Then up in New York, I got my friends in the Royal Osiris Karaoke Ensemble, which we're working on a new piece for that. So I want to bring those guys on so you guys can hear all the crazy experimental arts that these guys are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, throw some of your art up there, throw some art on there. Just happy to be working with all the great artists. Shout outs to the Wilson Block magazine. My boy Mike, he made it back up to Seattle from Cali. He's out. He's actually, I'm in my office in Renton. He's actually just downstairs in the car chilling, bumping some music, waiting for me. Shout out to my friend that just showed up, my homeboy Radar. He does clothing design. He also does music. Shout outs to my boy Don Maroon, doing some production. He produced an album that I'm gonna be putting out real soon. Maroon Productions. Shout out to the homegirl Bintu B, or the photo shoot. I'll show you a little clip of a shoot that I did with her. It's gonna be in the SD Magazine issue 2. It's the homegirl putting it down on the art.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just shouts out to all these artists out here in Seattle, man. Shayna Shepherd and Lovely, Bring Out the Sun, doing all the venues and booking artists. Shout outs to my homie Gino, who's cooking food, Nabil at the Urban Lux Cafe, who's making art and opening up his space for artists to do events and making those good coffees and serving up those good drinks. You think of anybody else around Seattle? Oh, Brian,
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian for opening
Yeah,
up his
Racer Vision, Brian doing video production, Lisa doing, she's doing her candles, Merchantessa, check that out. Yeah.
Brenton, and shout out to Ghost and what is it, the Ghostly Connection?
Yeah, Ghostly Connection, holla at,
That's
that's Feathered Coyote. He's doing that as Feathered Coyote. Instagram just started, and holla and Brenton and me are doing that one. Yeah.
And then the Ghostly Connection, he has isn't that Henry?
And Henry, yeah.
Gazal, shout out to Gazal, UV, everybody that helped out with Art Against the Galaxy vibes. One. Said there's somebody there. I was thinking of. Oh yeah, Fukushima.
Yep. He's been doing some shows. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The homie Jules, FK Mystery Frost. Everybody we working with, man. If we forgot anybody, we got episode 2. We're gonna be doing shout outs at the end of each show. So, you know what I'm saying? Everyone don't be a stranger, Come holler at us, contact us. I'm at the coolest one on Instagram. The THA_coolest1 on Instagram. And
Simple Dimple
John on Instagram.
Simple Dimple John.
Yes.
You can find me.
Yeah.
SimpleDimpleJohn.com.
Instagram. Shout out to my family, my kids, my girl, my moms, and everybody.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the beautiful people in Seattle, all the beautiful people out there in DC. Are you in DC or Maryland?
I'm in Maryland, just north.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Shout out to all the people in Maryland, all these new artists, all these new people we're going to be linking up this year. And Ghost told me this is the year of actually, putting some things together to where you can establish yourself, once and for all. So it's like, it's about getting into your craft and not letting no one hold you back. Go ahead and catapult yourself.
Catapult yourself. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're at about time. This was a great. We haven't done one of these in quite a while, so we got a lot of folks on the list to get on. So we'll see everybody next week, next release.
Yep. Make sure you throw that logo up at the end of these shows. Art Against the World. We are trying to get back into the groove of things, and we'll get some more urban arts markets going. We might have to do them virtually or something, but we'll figure out what works. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good thing about the collective, you know, is we figure it out together.
Yeah.
It's always going to change, but we're here to figure it out.
Yeah. And let's get some new art put up on the website. Let's get that website or the information that was on the old site. Let's get it. It's like retrieve it somehow. Then we can, you know, if we need to go with like a different, like if we need to work or for like WordPress or a different site, kind of start creating again. Let's just put all this stuff back out there, you know?
Great.
Yes. We will see you guys next week. This has been Don Promo.
Simple Dimple John.
Yeah. Art Against the World presents our Pod Against the World. I like that one. Pod Against the World podcast, episode 1.
Episode 1.
I guess I'll see you in a little bit, John, and it's been a pleasure, you know.
This is great.
We're able to get this done. We'll see how it looks, you know, when we're done. When you finish doing your post-production.
All right.
All right. Doodles. Oh, happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter, everybody.
All right.